Hello, we are live again. We are back. We are back again with the same subject because somebody came to my live video. Then clearly, I clearly says this is a live video. If you want to ask your question live, they wanted to ask their question live, but now they don't want their face anymore on the live stream. So I had to remove the video for their privacy, but they gave consent. People don't understand things. That's why you have to understand what you're doing. Because if you give consent and then you come back later, you don't want it anymore. No, I'm not gonna do it. So anyway, we are live. We're back live with the same subject. I removed the other video because some clients were live. Now they don't want to be live anymore, so we had to remove it just to protect their privacy. But anyway, we are live. If you have a question about the same subject, let's get right into it. We are talking about how to deal with delays, okay? How do you deal with delays with immigration? Well, the first thing you do is expedited request. You can get your congressman involved. You can get the ombudsman office involved. And you can try expedited request and if it doesn't work, well, you just file a mandamus lawsuit, okay? You file a mandamus lawsuit so that we can actually get your case moving. That's what we do. So, but I'm gonna share my screen with you to really talk about expedited request. How do you file for expedited request? Let me share my screen here. Share my screen, expedited request. Expedited request, USCIS, okay. USCIS expedited request. Okay, how to make an expedited request, okay? Well, in general, USCIS considers all expedited requests on case-by-case basis, okay? We know that. And they may require additional documentation to support a request and has the sole discretion to decide whether to accommodate the request. One can expedite your request based on severe financial loss to a company or to a person, okay? Provided that the need for urgent action is not the result of the petitioner or the applicant failure to timely file the benefit request or timely respond to any request for additional evidence. So if you can show that you will suffer a severe financial loss, you can lose your job because of you can't get that work permit within that time frame. Yes, you can expedite requests, but remember that you can expedite your case, right? You can file for expedited requests, but remember that with the work permit, they are giving out those extension letters, right? So if you have the extension letter with your old work permit, you can show to the employer, and that one is working as well. Okay. Those are for the people who want to renew. Emergencies and urgent humanitarian reasons. Okay, this is really good, and mostly a lot of people apply under this category. In the context of an expedited request, humanitarian reasons are those related to human welfare. Okay, examples may include, but not limited to, illness, disability, extreme living condition. This works better for asylum applicants, the one that have their family that were back home. Okay. So deaths in the family or critical need to travel to obtain medical treatment in a limited amount of time. An emergency may include an urgent need to expedite employment authorization for health care workers. If you are in the healthcare profession and you want to expedite your request, yes, you can do so, especially now that the COVID-19 um, emergency has not been lifted yet. So officially, the pandemic is still going on. It's not, they haven't lifted that emergency, um, national emergency for the pandemic. They haven't lifted that yet. So you can expedite requests if you're a healthcare worker professional. Okay. And then we have for nonprofit organization, U.S. government interest, and then we have a clear U.S. error. Not every circumstance that fits in one of these categories results in expedited processing. Basically, they're doing case by case basis. Okay. So if it doesn't work, well, you just file a lawsuit. If you've been waiting for too long and it's not working, you gotta file a lawsuit. That's how it works. You file a lawsuit and you just hope it gets granted. Okay. So we don't have a lot of people coming. I'm not sure the timing because we had the first live session. We did it. Some people were there. They asked their question. Now they want the face removed. We removed it. We removed the video. So we're doing another session. So if you have a question, just post it in the comment. So posting question in the comment. And if you wanna if you are in immigration court, right, and then your case is taking too long, the way people deal with it is to file a motion to advance. Motion to advance. If you advance your case at that point, then yes. Okay. If it gets granted, yes, they can put your case, like advance the date. Like if let's say the date was September 14th, they can put it earlier, provided that you're ready to be on trial, right? Because a lot of people are not ready to be on trial. So that's it. What else we have? Still waiting for people to put their comment in the comments. Hawa Lulaya Bay ask how long it takes to be called after being on the short list. Short list for what? Are you talking about what type of application is that? Asylum or waiting list for what type of application? Because basically what they'll do, they just wait for an opening. If somebody doesn't show up, then they put you. Asylum, oh, asylum, you're just gonna be waiting because what's happening is like if you miss your interview, so now they're waiting for if somebody else missed their interview, depending on where you stand in the list, then they'll send you a second letter for the interview. So is it that you miss your interview? Did you miss your interview? How Lauda, did you miss your interview? Or you didn't? You did. Okay. It's pending since 2015. You didn't miss your interview. Yeah, everybody's just waiting. You're just waiting until they're gonna call you for the interview. If you don't want to wait, that's what we're asking. We were talking about, like, some people file for expedited request and wait that. I mean, basically hope that the expedited request be granted. Some people get their congressman involved, ombudsman office involved, and if it doesn't work, you can file for a lawsuit. Remember, I've been talking about mandamus lawsuit lately. You can review my other how do you call it? You can review my other video on that lawsuit about asylum pending with lawsuit, so you can get all your answer there if you feel like you want to file a lawsuit for your pending asylum case. So yeah, my voice is still like shaky. We're still waiting for questions. Anybody else? Anybody has a question? So if there's no more question, I'm just gonna end today. But we did a great live session, but somebody had to mess it up for us, so we had to remove it. I'm gonna try to see if I can edit the video that I have. Then I'll post the other questions that was that I answered. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna post the other question that I answered, because we have to edit it to remove that other person, because he was live. Now he doesn't want to be live anyway. So long story short, we just have to edit that part. If there's no more questions, I think I'm just gonna end here, right? Okay, we have Princess B. What's Princess B saying? My son filed for me in 2021. I received my job authorization 2022. Then they send me error fee a week before the time. I don't get my green card. But you have to check processing time for green card. Did you check your processing time for green card in your, wherever you are, in your state? What is the current processing time? And they send you a request for evidence, you have to respond. So you have to respond to the request of evidence before they even give you the green card, because they have to see whatever they're asking for, they have to receive it, then continue the processing of your case. So you just have to wait. For that one, you really just have to wait. It looks like it's almost at the end. 2021, this is 2022, 2023. depending on where you were. Because here in Baltimore right now, the processing time for green card is like 47 months. You did respond. Now you have to wait and call them and follow up, depending on the processing time for your area. You can file an inquiry online too to request what's going on with your processing time. Connecticut, yeah, I'm not sure how long it takes in Connecticut, but you can double check processing time on uscis.gov. Yeah, or you can call them directly and to ask them what is the current processing time for the green card. They'll let you know if you're still within their processing time. You're welcome. So we're waiting for some other people to get in so we can continue with this live session. We are waiting for other people to get here so we can continue with this live session. In the meantime, I'm gonna share some news. Maybe we have news. Let me go to the news and share the news. Oh, this is good, huh? USCIS update child status protection age calculation for certain adjustment of status. Okay. Let's see child protection here. Okay, which one they are updating? Okay. USCIS immigration. Let me read it first. Okay, so what they're saying about age calculation for employment base, okay? So, you know, for the employment base, you have to wait for the visa to become available, right? So usually for the child to obtain lawful permanent residency status based on their parent approved petition, sponsor or employment base, the child generally must be under the age 21, okay? If the child turns 21, then the child age out. They used to calculate it based on the filing chart, the dates for the filing chart and the final action date chart. So under previous guidance, USCIS considered visa available for the purpose of child aging out calculation based only on the final action date charge. So even if a non-citizen could apply for adjustment of status using the early date in the date filing charge, they were going with the final action date charge. But now what they're saying is, what they're saying now, they're saying that they will use the date for filing charge to calculate this non-citizen age under this new guidance. Okay. They're not going to use just the final action date, but they're going to use the date for filing to calculate the age of the child, which provides this non-citizen with more certainty about their eligibility to adjust status. So now it's going to be clear if you still qualify to adjust status, because previously people wouldn't know. They will pay their fees, and their fees will go like to waste. Now they're going to go with the dates for filing to calculate aging. So non-citizen may file a motion to reopen the previous denied adjustment of status with USCIS by using the form. So if you have been denied before because the child was aged out based on the old calculation, so now you can go with this new calculation, and if you feel like your child still qualifies, then you can pretty much open a case with using the I-290B motion to reopen within 30 days of it ultimately filing for the motion if non-citizen demonstrate that the delay was reasonable. Yeah, so yeah, this policy manual update will not prevent all children from aging out before immigrant, but it's just going to help some children. Yeah, but that's better. You have the exact date, the date you file. That's the date you're going to go with, the date for filing chart to calculate the age, whether the child has age or not, instead of going with this uncertainty before. So that's a good news. Well, we have a new place to file, you know, for VAWA application. Oh, this is just a reminder to submit all the documents so that your case doesn't get delayed. But we have a good news about VAWA. The case is going, not really good news, some change. The case is going to be Nebraska Service Center, okay? Not the Vermont. New cases starting February 10, all cases should be going to Nebraska Service Center. If you go to uscis.gov, direct filing, you'll see the exact address for this one. And this one is good too. Physical presence has been clarified as far as J1 are concerned. Previously, J1 or J2 couldn't adjust status under ENA 212 because they had to have met the requirement of the 2 years requirement, right? But now they're saying if you're adjusting under this asylum being granted, even if you enter J1 or J2, you don't have to meet the 2-year requirements for J1 and J2 visas. 2-year requirement residency, and you don't have to basically apply for a waiver. You don't need that. Okay, I'm gonna stop sharing. So those are the news we have. Any more questions? Do we have any more questions? Well, if we don't have a question, I'm just gonna stop here. I'm gonna try to repost my previous live after I did it. So that's it. So let me log out, and until next time, bye-bye.